So, hello everybody and welcome to the review of the Moonbase, which I have just finished watching, as well as the special features. So we'll be getting towards the review of the Moonbase, but first I'll just re-showcase it if anyone hasn't seen the complete full showcase of the video. So of course we have Patrick Drowan, the Cyberman with his main attack with the electricity as well, or the stun I like to call it, and of course Ben and Polly as well in the spacesuits, which don't really count as 2070 spacesuits. That's what they thought that spacesuits would be like in that year, but it's nothing too bad. And of course the side there, yeah, you got a good look at that. And of course the picture's right at the top here, and this story's by Kid Peddler. I'll just read the text. I'll just read all this again. Just a little bit closer so you can have a look. So, in the year 2070, Earth's weather is controlled by ease from the moon. When the TARDIS arrives at the Moonbase, the Doctor, along with his friends Polly, Ben and Jamie, is accused of starting a plague that is killing the base's crew. It's not long, however, before the time travelers discover the true cause of the deaths, a powerful, unstoppable race that the Doctor has never met before, the Cybermen. And of course, episode 1 and 3 are animated because they are still missing. And the special features, which is a couple of special features with the commentary for episodes 2 and 4, with the characters, a series of one-to-one interviews, again with the characters, lunar landing, which I really did enjoy. That was a really good one when they're talking about the moon base and then going to the 10th planet and saying their redesign of them, which was much better. They made a really good appearance in the moon base. They were very a popular monster, just like the Daleks. So the radio times listed in the program, subtitles to production information, subtitles, photo release, coming soon trailer, which is in fact the Underwater Menace, which I think is going to be released March. I think it should be right after the Web of Fear, and digitally remastered picture and sound quality. So this story was originally broadcast on BBC One the 11th of February to the 4th of March 1967, produced by Ian Lloyd and directed by Morris Barry, and the cover, of course, is by Lee Bidden. The story is 98 minutes long, contains mild violence, threat, and mild language. So we'll open again with the disc. It's exactly the same as the cover, which I do love this cover. So the booklet, right here it says how successful the story, or successful to bring back the Cybermen, and fans were really pleased to see them back, how popular they were, and they got popular throughout through the Troughton era by being in 4 stories: the Moonbase, the Tomb of the Cyberman, the Wheel in Space, and of course the Invasion. So there's of course the special features here, and oh no, they're commentaries with the characters, and they're the special features. There's only 4 special features, so it is lacking a little, but still Lunar Land is a very good documentary. And it is a 4-parter. Now, to the review of the Moonbase, which everyone is probably wanting to hear now. It is a very claustrophobic, atmospheric story. Just some brilliant scenes in this. Again, if you haven't seen my videos before, I said I love this story a ton. I listened to this back in the day in 2001 when I got the audio format of it as well. I've had this for 12 years, but now I've upgraded to the DVD, of course, and I love the story even more. I found it so atmospheric on audio, and it works completely fine on DVD as well. The Cybermen are actually, I would say, at their creepiest. He got some good jumps in this one as well. When the guy turns around and the Cyberman's just staring at him, and just keeps staring at him and walking towards him very slowly, and then goes for the attack. They're quite cunning and quite creepy in this. I got to admit, they're much more creepier than the 10th Planet Cybermen, in my own opinion. I do think the 10th Planet Cybermen costumes are underrated, because not a lot of people like their costumes, but I think their costumes are much more better. Even on the special features, that they're saying that the original Cybermen costumes were a real pain in the backside. They keep falling apart, so they wanted to redesign the Cybermen, and it was much better in this one. So the Cybermen are at their very best with creepiness, at their very best with attack, and they overall are very, very good in this story. Now, of course, with Patrick Troughton, he's showing a very dark side in this story. He's saying about this some sort of evil going on. He's definitely showing his dark side in this story as well. Ben and Polly, they're pretty good. Polly's actually really good in this one, using science to try and take out the Cybermen in this one. So she's very good in this story. She's still a bit of a screamer in this story, but still very good. Jamie, of course. Now, Jamie is also said on the commentary that he was, a bit shaky about what to do with being on film, but he did say he did get much more comfortable when getting to the filming of the Macro Tower, which is right after the Moonbase. So he did get his confidence up. He is, a little Vinny in the story, probably a little bit shaky, but you don't really see that. He's still very good, very strong acting, even though he was quite unconscious a lot through the story, but he's still very good. Now, with the animation of this, it is a much improvement. It is brilliant, absolute tremendous. I'm going to do a comparison video of the Ice Warrior animation and the Moonbase animation, so you can compare which one you think's better. The Moonbase is 1,000 times better. Even said the invasion is worse than the Ice Warrior one, even though the invasion animation's good, but they just keep improving. Even though Planet 55 didn't animate the invasion, but still a great job with the animation, definitely. So as for the special features, as I said, with it only has one big main one, which is lunar landing, which is the cast and crew look at the back of the making of the story. As I said, they were talking about the return of the Cybermen and how big of a role they would be in Patrick Troughton's era, and they would be the main villain. Yeah, they did sort of think that it would take over the Daleks, because, their time was up. Well, it wasn't, but it was going to be the end of their time in Evil of the Daleks to be their final story. But then, of course, BBC wanted to move them to America, but they didn't. So they were reborn back into Day of the Daleks. But now, the Cybermen are definitely the main, in my opinion, the main villain in Patrick Troughton's era by having 4 stories, and they are definitely, in my opinion, the best villain or monster in Patrick Troughton's era. Definitely, Patrick Troughton as a Doctor is the Cybermen's worst nemesis. So that was my review on the Moonbase. I would rate this story just solid perfection. Everyone knows, whoever subscribes to me, I love this story to bits. I rate it 10 out of 10. I don't find nothing wrong with it. I just love the story. Creepy, atmospheric, claustrophobic, and overall an enjoyable 4-parter. Hopefully those other 2 parts will be found as well, maybe. So, that was a review on the Moonbase. I guess my next unboxing will be the Web of Fear. So, I would stay tuned for that, because that's another story I really like. And of course with the Underwater Menace as well, which is of course being animated, which is actually an underrated story. I haven't really watched it or listened to it, so I have got it on audio form, so we have to see what I think of it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.